For 7 years, I cried. But when I found this congregation and Pastor Isaac put me into his heads, since 2012, woo-hoo, now I feel I have a family. It is good when you have somebody to have your back. You know, last week, I could not pick up, I say, my son wants to come, and because Brother Stanley's car is broke, still broke, I don't know what's wrong with it. You know, instead of going to New Orleans, I'm tired already, a day's work, but then I said, I wish Brother Wes could pick up my son. And you know when he did, I said, praise Father Yah. I have somebody to lean on. And it's true. In this life, we should not be living by ourselves. Because if we do, what's the word mispaka means? If we just keep our first fruit for ourselves, what good is that? But you know, we have that inkling, not only sometimes, most of the time, that even Apostle Saul said in Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. Actually, I just pick it up when my son is talking about it. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3. When we have that first fruit, our inkling and thinking is that, oh yes, this is for my family. This is for myself. But Apostle Saul said, doing none at all, because we keep it for ourselves. Through selflessness or self-conceit. We have that inkling that when we have something, we want to what? Hold it and say, reserve it for yourselves. Reserve it for your family. Which is true. Because as me being a family man, I am thinking about one way or the other, about my wife and about my children. And probably you're thinking the same thing too. But are we going to hold those fruits that we have because it is given to us by the Father? Now, I want you to understand what our Savior is saying when He has that time to talk with Shimon, with Kepha. Remember Kepha? Peter. Now, in Luke chapter 22, verse 31, praise Father Yah. Oh, Father Yah, forgive us. Forgive my son too. Father Yah, thank you for everything that you have done. And Father Yah, thank you for using my son's tongue to speak your word. And me too, Father Yah. Let it be your glory, be the one that will going to be rejoiced that me and my sons are worthy to speak your word. And Father Yah, use me as you use my son to spread your word. And all of this I ask, Father Yah, in your mighty name. And for the great name of our Savior Yeshua HaMashiach, let it be done. In Luke chapter 22, verse 31, I want you to understand what our Savior trying to say to Kepha. And the Master said in Luke chapter 22, verse 31, Shimon, Shimon, see, Satan has asked you for you to sift you as a wheat. There will be time in our life, my brothers and sisters, that Satan is going to poke us up. And sometimes he's going to touch that most tender part of our body, and sometimes it's aching already, and then he's going to poke at it and say, what do you got now? Time will come for us, that kind of situation. But take a look at what our Savior said. Satan wants us more than anybody in this world. He don't need to take those outside because they are his already. He is targeting each and every one of us. That is your goal in life. To bring everybody into his own kingdom. But take a look at what our Savior said. In verse 32, but I have prayed for you. Now imagine if we have the eyes that we can see the angels that my son talking a while ago. That we don't need to fear everybody. Because in Isaiah chapter 44, I believe, verse 17, there's no weapon formed against you, against me, that will prosper. So don't worry about anything. Because our Savior said to himself, I have prayed for you, that your belief should not fail. But take a look at the next verse. And when you have turned, when you have converted, when you have made yourself strong enough to stand, did he say, keep it to yourself? Did he say, go with your family? Did he say, puff yourself up, Peter? You're good to me already. That's what he said? No. He said, go and strengthen your brothers. Do you know the reason why our Savior said, when the disciple told to that woman, did he not know that he can sold it and give it to the poor? You know what the Savior said? The poor be with you always. It means what? Once in a while, if not most of the time, a brother or sister will be in need in our midst. And are those the brothers and sisters that our Savior is talking to Peter to strengthen? Because a strong person don't need to be strengthened. They can stand with themselves. But what is the good of being a strong person if you just keep it for yourself? Even our Savior said in the Word, it says, if you love those who love you, what is good is that? Even the sinners can do the same. Maybe they can love more than what we do. I watched a movie one time. He is a drug lord and a killer. But he loved his family. So much so that he will kill for his family. That's how much he loved his family. And we, as proclaiming, as the inheritance of Father Yah, telling everybody that he is in us, how can we say we love him if we cannot love our brothers, we can see each other every day? That's why he says, go strengthen your brothers. That's why Apostle Saul said in, I believe, Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, it says what? I believe Minister Johnson can say this to you. Quick. Bear one another's burden. Why? Do you think that was it? What is the reason behind it, why we need to do it? Why we should not keep that first fruit for ourselves and for just family? It says what? And so to complete. What shall we complete if we do that? The Torah of our Savior. Did he told us before he went back to his Father and sitting on his right hand right now, that what he said? Love one another as I have loved you. So if I can only love Pastor Isaac because every time I need something, Pastor Isaac can give me that, and I cannot extend my love to Brother Shandon, most of the time he needs help, and I say, Brother Shandon, no good for me. You know, there's a word that is written, a poor man is not good for his neighbor. And a rich man is a friend of everybody. Yes or no? Yes. Are you going to hate your brother because he needs you every now and then? Did you know the reason why up to this moment you will never hear anything that our Father sent manna from heaven to anyone who asks for his help? Did you hear anybody? Not anymore. Why? Because we are the manna on this earth already. Because if we are going to complete the Torah, then a brother should not ask Father Yah and cry for himself at all. Just like last time. Minister BJ, Uncle BJ, just found out that one of our brothers needs help. Did we ask Father Yah to drop money from heaven and give it to that brother? We did not. Mama already just say a word. Mama already said, we have a brother who already need. And manna just poured it in. Who did that? Those who says who loves the Father. Because if we say so that we love our brothers and sisters and we don't even have the compassion or inkling to feel what they feel, you know, a friend sitting next to you is better than a brother who is 1,000 miles away. What good of you as my brother if I cannot even cry on you when I need help? You know, our Savior asked Peter again, you know, I love Peter. If there's one disciple who loves to ask something, it was Peter. In John chapter 21, verse 15, take a look at what the actual setting of what they're talking. Johanan chapter 21, verse 15, goes 16 and 17, is what they're talking. Now imagine you have that time that before our Savior goes back to heaven and you have that time to be with Him by yourself. Ooh, I believe that is something. But even then, take a look at what Peter said and what our Savior told Peter. When therefore they had eaten breakfast, now there's a question, you know, what will be like us if we have that everlasting life? That was posted in a YouTube, I believe in a Facebook. And they're asking, you know, they are giving their opinion, what will be our body like? And I told him my piece of word that I took from this. He said,